Plaintiff Mike Medrano says he and his brother grew up apart. And when he said he was an informant for the DEA and needed to relocate, Mike took him in. However, Mike's suing him today because he never paid rent and he borrowed money which he refuses to repay. Defendant George Rolls insists the agreement he had with Mike was once he got a job, he'd start paying. However, before that could happen, Mike kicked him out. George claims the only money Mike ever gave him was hush money to keep him quiet while he carried on affairs with married women. And he's countersuing for unpaid wages.
Start with you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Defendant here is my brother, George. He had called me out of the blue. We never grew up together. We met each other twice in my life. And he called me out of the blue one day saying that he needed some help. He was an undercover informant with the DEA in Washington, D.C.
With the DEA, you
Yes,
say?
DEA. And needed to get out of town and wanted to start over in San Diego and needed a place to stay, and he said he had a job all lined up.
That's not true, Your Honor. I never said I had a job lined up. I was coming out to do a job interview because I'm a funeral director. The allegations that he's making are not true. I was just going to make a change in Washington and move to San Diego to start practicing
you going
there.
to San Diego? Mm-hmm. Isn't that where they ship the drugs in?
Yeah, I don't know.
Your Honor, I'm a
And you
funeral
said you were
director.
going to make an exchange in San Diego?
No, I'm a funeral director, Your Honor, not...
And you said he said he had a job to do?
He said he had a job lined up and...
Right there on the border?
Who knows?
Go ahead, sir. And then isn't it one of the main methods now, I think they ship dope is in caskets.
That's...
Don't they?
I would have no idea.
You've heard of that before.
I have heard of it, but I've never seen it.
That's enough.
Okay.
All right, you're a funeral director, undercover DEA informant, so he say, moving to San Diego. I don't know, sir. It all just starting to fit together. But anyhow, we're going to give you a break on that.
Okay. So,
go ahead.
I thought it'd be a great opportunity to get to know my brother since we grew up in different parts of the country.
So you allowed him to stay with you? What happened?
Come out. I told him that he could come out and rent a room from me. He agreed to pay $400 a month.
How much?
$400.
We had an oral agreement, Your Honor, and the oral agreement was that once I found a job, if at that point, and only if at that point, I wished to continue living with him, he would clean out the second bedroom, which is now occupied by his two daughters. And then, at that point, I could pay rent, half utilities, etc., etc.
Okay. And how long did he live with you without paying rent?
3 months.
3 months. And what car damage did he cause?
He hit the front bumper with something.
Of your car?
Yes.
While using it?
Yes.
All right. And
he also...
How much was the damage?
I did not hit anything.
I have a statement here from the dealership, how much it was going to cost.
Let's see it. He's just making this up?
Sure.
You never even used his car?
I used his car, but I would think I would know if I hit something.
Did he ever mention it to you?
When you hit a vehicle, you pretty much, if you know...
Did he ever mention it to you?
No, sir, he did not.
All right.
This is
well, you something else. You don't want to pay him nothing after living with him 3 months. You damaged the man's car, and instead of paying this man, you go and buy you a $1,000 suit, come in here sharp to death. He come in here looking like a bum because you didn't took all his money. He can't buy a decent outfit, and you come in here laid to the bone. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Your Honor, I look like this every day of my life.
I know you do, because you ain't paying nobody.
There's more Judge Mathis after this.
We want to see a telephone bill that she claims that I racked up, which couldn't have been more than $20 at Christmas to call my family and say, hello, Merry Christmas. She wanted $250 from me because her stuff was about to be shut off.
You're just running up bills that every relative
I guess I'm traveling all over the place.
Nobody, nothing.
I mean, I guess I must be just traveling.
Coming here laid to the bone. Let me see your cufflinks. Look like you got some like gold. Oh, my God, diamond, gold cufflinks. Sir, you are living a ghetto fabulous life.
Mike Medrano is accused of giving his brother hush money while he carried on affairs with married women.
Cell phone bill.
The cell phone bill, I gave him a cell phone and he never paid for it. I had proof of that.
The cell phone was his and it was for his work purposes.
You just ain't paying nobody.
I have two cell phones.
This was his phone that I was using for his business.
What business is that, sir?
He owns a process serving business.
And you worked for him?
Yes, sir. That's the countersuit.
He never worked for me.
That's your counterclaim for
Yes.
$5,000
That is
in
absolutely
wages.
correct.
Isn't it the most you can
I
give
don't
out?
hire
$5,000.
Right, he wants the max. Right. Go ahead. How does he owe you for lost wages, sir?
Well, actually, he paid me a few dollars here and there as hush money as he was carrying on affairs with 3 different women, one of which was
You
married.
go, man.
He gave me money to get out of the house so that he could carry on these relationships.
That is
Okay.
not true.
Car damage, this is the first I'm hearing of it. I mean, I'm absolutely blindsided by this. I did know car damage. He actually smashed in the front of one of his cars when he was intoxicated after leaving one of these floozies' houses, okay, calls me on the phone and tells me that he had hit a car. What did he do? Oh, my God. That's on you. I have no idea.
One of the things
Let
that
him speak, sir.
The car he has now since given away. You know, I see that he brought her in as some sort of character witness, which is just really makes me laugh all.
Why?
Well, the credibility of
She
this.
isn't one of his married mistresses.
No,
is she?
she's our cousin.
Oh, your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
He did the same thing to her that he did to me.
Yeah, that's why he's bringing her on, because when he asked me to leave, I lived with her for 2 weeks.
Mooshed off to her.
2 weeks.
And mooshed
Why
off
only
to
2
her.
weeks?
Because then, in one of her drunken whatever, we wanted to see a telephone bill that she claims that I racked up, which couldn't have been more than $20 at Christmas to call my family and say, hello, Merry Christmas. She wanted $250 from me because her stuff was about to be shut off.
You're just running up bills at every relative.
I guess I'm traveling all over the place.
Nobody, nothing.
I mean, I guess I must be
Anyway,
just traveling.
Coming here laid to the bone. Let me see your cufflink. Look like you got some like gold. Oh my God, diamond gold cufflink. Sir, you are living a ghetto fabulous life. Let's get to
Who
the
then want
wages.
money from me? Because I look like this, this is the only reason we're standing in court today, Your
Tell
Honor.
me about the wages he owes you.
The wages, Your Honor, he owes me. I have a timeline here where I worked from mid-October to mid-December. I have a letter.
How much were you to receive?
Well, that's the thing. He never paid me a dime.
How much did he agree to pay you?
He never agreed to pay me anything.
Well,
so
then you volunteered.
No, I did not, sir.
Sir, unless a person agrees to pay you, if you work for him, how do you get money?
I didn't agree to pay him rent. I would have to have been in the house working before that could take place.
How do I know how much to award you for the wages you earned if you don't know your wages?
Well,
if you don't know the amount
then if
of
you
wages
even want to go by the minimum
receive,
wage in California at $6.75 an hour, you could take it off
he
the
might have been paying you under the
He wasn't paying me under the table.
Or he might have intended to pay you under the table.
Well,
less
then I'm
than
still waiting
minimum
under the
wage.
table for the money.
Well,
Way on the top, man.
what's your testimony? State your name, ma'am.
Rebecca Sparks.
What do you want to tell me?
First of all, I want to tell you that he's a liar. When he lived with me, I didn't drink. And he promised,
Oh, so that beer was in my imagination.
Go ahead.
he's promised me $250 for letting him stay because my place was so small. And I told him at first there's no room. He says, well, I'm expecting $500 for some instrument that he had sold in Washington. So he was expecting that, and he would give me half.
A scale. he says triple beam, a triple beam scale. Go ahead.
Right.
Which he shipped on my DHL account.
Go ahead, sir. What do you want to say about these wages and him working for you? Let me see the evidence that you have that you worked for him, sir.
Yes, sir. I have a letter here from the other employee there that I did work for him and did not receive wages.
Let me see it. Sir, what do you say to this?
George, my brother, did help me out
Here's
for
the
doing a
calendar.
couple things for me during 1 week when I was in the hospital having back surgery, which during that same week he stole my medication.
What week
out of
was
the
that?
house.
He stole your medication.
He's claiming I did that. That's why he asked me to leave, when he knows for a blatant fact that the other person that was living in that house was the one that did it, who even came to me and admitted that he did that.
More of Judge Mathis when George Rolls claims while he was living with his brother, he gave George hush money to keep him quiet while he carried on affairs with married women.
What additional evidence do you have?
That letter there that states that I trained the second employee. I was working there from no, not that letter, that letter there, sir.
I do know that George was employed by Active from October until December. Problem is, sir, you don't even know what you're making. You working and don't know what you make.
Well, sir.
How many hours does he owe you for, sir?
352.
352 hours. I'm going to give you some under-the-table salary.
Yeah, sir.
Because he has evidence that he worked for you. He didn't know how much, so he has to take what he gets. 352 under the table, $2 an hour. 704 is under the table, sir. 704. You should have known. You should have known how much you would have received.
Oh, I want a bigger table, because that's, I mean...
That's $702 an hour.
352 hours, okay. 1920 is your judgment. However, I believe him with regard to his claims. Your judgment is $4,518, like you're asking for. Subtract his $1,920, and you still owe him $2,598 judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.